Right, I have no idea how to begin something like this, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to get cracking. I want to answer one of the most important questions in the world. How cheaply can you enter competitive motorsport in the UK? Something I've seen asked hundreds of times on the internet, something I've wanted to know the answer to myself, and I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to see how much it costs. I'm going to do a running total. When you see the car I'm going to do it in, you might realise that being competitive is a little bit of an uphill struggle, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to see what happens. Seeing as I've touched on the car, I was going to reveal the car later, but I might as well tell you, I'm going to be doing this in a brown Vauxhall Meriva. A diesel Vauxhall Meriva at that. And here she is, in all of her brown, gold, silvery glory. Not even sure what colour she is, it depends on the lighting, to be honest. I don't think anyone's ever used one before, and I think there's probably a good reason why, but we'll give it a go, we'll see what happens, and we'll just document the full thing. I have a rough idea what discipline I want to go for. It's going to be sprint and hill climb racing.
63.
There are cheaper options. You can do things like auto solo, and you can do things like road rallies and stuff like that. But it's the high speed circuits I want to go for, and this seems like the cheapest option for that. Obviously, when I say high speed, we're doing it in a Vauxhall Meriva, so let's just go for high-ish speed. But you know what I mean. It's that kind of racing I want to go for. I want to be on a circuit with apexes, stuff like that, and just generally have a bit of fun with it, to be honest. Obviously, I can use the winter to work out what championships I can enter, what rounds I can make around normal commitments of work and stuff like that and everything. And obviously, with it being sprint and hill climb, it is quite kind on a road car. You've got one car on track at any one time, and you quite often have a lot of runoff, and it just seems like a really good bet for something for me to try and get into, try and see what I can do with, and hopefully, I was going to say be competitive, but no, let's just give in with that bit now. Budget-wise, I don't have a set figure in mind that I can spend. It's just one of them, whatever cost comes up, I'll have to just judge it cost by cost and just see if I can afford it. I've looked on the Motorsport UK website and it reckons you need up to £5,000 for this. Now, at a push, I could spend £5,000 on this. Do I want to? Definitely not. I am going to keep a running total. Everything I spend, I'm going to keep a little running total. We'll work out exactly how much it's cost. One thing I do need to decide is if I'm going to factor in the cost of the car or not, because I've got the car. I already had the car, I've not paid for the car. Do I factor that in, or do I just write that off and say, well, I've not spent a penny on it to take it racing? I haven't decided. I'm going to decide that. When I do a walk around of the car on the next video, I'll work out whether that's going to be included, because obviously at this point I've not spent any money, and we'll start making a running total from the next video. I suppose the biggest question, other than why am I doing this in a Vauxhall, is why me and why now? Why have I decided to do this? Well, like everybody else, I've always wanted to do a bit of racing. Never felt like I could afford it, never felt like I had the budget to do it, but ultimately, when is the right time to do something like this? Do you just go for it and just see what happens? I'm going to give it a go. It might not work. This might be the last ever video I make on this. I'm hoping it isn't. But we're just going to try it. We're going to see what happens. Like I say, we'll do the running total, we'll add all the costs up, and then hopefully I can convince other people to do this as well. I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'd like to fast forward 12 months and look back and go, you know what, we did do it though. We had a right laugh with this and we made it. Now, there are a few things that are completely up against me. One, let's be honest, the car is not going to be competitive. It's a diesel Vauxhall Meriva. We will give it the best go possible. I'm going to drive it like I stole it. Also, aware that I have to drive it home as well, but we'll ignore that fact. We'll not worry about that yet. Two, I have no mechanical knowledge. I mean, I can do bulbs, I can do tyres, I can do brake pads. That's about my upper limit. I work in an office. I don't get my hands dirty that often, if I'm being brutally honest. It's something I want to do more often. It's something I want to really get into. Maybe I'll come out of this with some new skills. Happy days. Number three, I actually have no driving experience beyond driving on the road. I've never done karting, I've never done track days, Nothing. I am literally going into this as a complete novice. And then I suppose the budget is the biggest one. That's the thing that genuinely worries me, is if something goes wrong, what's it going to cost me to fix it? Can I keep doing this? Is it something I can keep up? Do I get a couple of rounds into some sort of championship and write my car off? I've got to consider that that is a possibility. This is the car I do the school run with on a Monday morning. So, yes, there are elements of this that I'm worried about. But, I mean, let's be honest, if I crash and burn on it, it's going to make pretty good viewing. There's always a positive. I suppose, ultimately, the main reason why I'm doing this is because my kids think it's cool. And let's be honest, I'm 37 years old. I'm running out of them moments where my kids think I'm cool. That alone is worth £5,000. So that's the main reason, I'll be honest. In the next video, we'll take a look at the car. We can have a bit of a look around it. Obviously, we can discuss things like its power to weight ratio, which I'm saying very carefully because it doesn't have much power and it has a lot of weight. But we can look at stuff like that. We can also take a look at the kind of cars it'll be competing against, because I do know what class it's going to be in. And obviously I can look at the kind of things that we're racing in them classes this year, get a rough idea of what I will be against, what I'll be trying to be timed against. We can also, in the video after that, start to take a look at the regulations, because there's certain stuff I need to do to the car. There's obviously things like a helmet I need overalls, I need to apply for my race license, so we can go through all of that as well. And then just generally over the winter, just get ready, make a bit of a plan, work out what we're going to be doing, and then hopefully by March, April time, we can start to do a few events. But for now, I'll leave you a few clips of recent events I've been to as a spectator, and then we can pick it up from there. I almost forgot. Given the fact that I announced what the car was going to be early, I can run my new AI dodgy title sequence, which is this.